demo of our Agent Builder Studio on which any domain expert could build an agent without writing a single line of code. So we had built an agent called Agent Poirot, which basically helps the relationship managers of a wholesale bank in verifying if the documents submitted by a prospective customer are they enough for opening the account, and if the information submitted in the application form matches with the information in the supporting document. So on the front end, the end user only have to upload the application form and the supporting document, and the final output comes as if the information is correct, if not correct, where are the inaccuracies, and if the supporting documents are enough for opening the account for that particular type of customer. Now I'll show you how this agent was built on our Agent Builder Studio. So our Agent Builder Studio is based on a proprietary orchestration framework, which is stage based. So the entire agent solution is broken down to different stages, which helps in easy debugging and changing the modular components at each stage. So for this stage, firstly, we have defined the two knowledge bases, which we are calling current account KYC and decision logic. The two documents contains information on what are the type of document necessary for different categories of customer, and say for a customer category A, if document A is available, then B is needed. If A is not available but B is available, then we need an additional supporting document called document D. So all those sort of knowledge requirements, the rules of the banks or the industry are there in this knowledge based document. Now we have converted the agent into 5 stages. So I'll show you how different stages are constructed. So let's say the first stage is reading uploaded form and documents. So the way we define the stages, we firstly name the stage, give a sequence to the stage. Then the stage can be configured either through a prompt driven logic or by connecting external tools. So here we have chosen prompt driven logic. Then we define an input variable, we are calling it form. We can define how this input variable has to work. So we define the name of the input variable and we define what is the messaging to be displayed. Then we define the output variable for this stage. So the output type is text, the variable is OCR underscore data. Then for this stage, we can choose any of the models, be any of the models that are there on the platform. So our platform has integration with all the major LLM providers of the world. So you could choose any of the model and it could be switched by just a click. Then for every stage, there will be a prompt template, which is like a system prompt applicable only to this stage. So this is the way this agent stage works. Now, if we go to say a next stage, I'm just directly skipping to stage 3. So again, we can configure it the way we want. So again, say if we are choosing prompt driven logic, either we could define a new input variable or we could use one of the outputs from previous stages. So OCR data was the output of the stage 1 which I had shown. So here we have used that as the linked variable. Now, again, we can define in output type as, so in this case, it is text. For some other use case, it could be image, it could be a video. Then the variable we are calling as FTR underscore JSON. And then again, for this stage, we could choose any of the AI models, which we feel is the best for the use case. The settings, the parameter settings for the model can be done depending on what the LLM provider allows. Then again here, prompt template or the system prompt is defined for the stage. Yeah, so this is the way it works. So the way this stage based orchestration helps is it allows us a lot of modularity to change either the system prompt, the linked variable, the input type, the output type at every stage. So basis on the result that we are coming, it's very easy to debug and audit the entire agent flow and accordingly make the changes. Thank you.